What is going on? You're listening to episode 299 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, player 2, Crawler. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going? And it's Crawler coming at you.
There we go. Guys, that music you just heard was from Richard. It's like Richard AB or something like that. The link, though, if you guys want to check it out. If you want to check it out, it'll be n64josh.com/intro. All right, so you can go check out his video. He does a ton of different covers. They're incredible, and we've used his music for other things like the Smash Bros. Cast and I believe even the Mario Maker podcast when that was happening. So go check it out. n64josh.com/intro will be the link, so you can go watch the full video. He jams all the instruments other than the drums. Like he does the bass and guitar and stuff. It's pretty great to watch. So highly recommend. Of course, we're an unofficial Nintendo podcast. If you want to check out my book, n64josh.com/anothercastle. n64josh.com/audible if you want me to read it to you. It's also free there if you've never signed up for Audible before, so you can check that out. And if you're looking for your Christmas present, you're looking for gifts for people, you want recommendations, you can head on over to n64josh.com/Nintendo shop. I've got mugs, games, accessories, you name it as far as Nintendo stuff. Shirts now, like I have loaded up that shop. It is a nerd's dream come true. So yeah, go check it out. n64josh.com/Nintendo shop. And I don't know if these sound effects still work. Let's see. Do they still work? We can get to our announcements.
Hey, listen.
They do. Well, you look at that. The sound effects even work. So we've got all kinds of stuff going on in the Discord, you guys. n64josh.com/Discord. We've got we've got island tours happening on Animal Crossing later this month. We've got the Smash Bros. League that is starting up, and you need to get signed up there. There's a brand new sign up sheet that has that just gives us more details on what kind of teams we're going to do. This is for all skill levels, so jump in if you're interested. Crawler and I got to get another episode of the Smash Bros. Cast soon, talking about Smash League, so that'll happen soon. Of course, you can head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/n64josh. Lots of videos coming out there. I just put out a video that I need your guys' feedback on. Actually, I need to hear from you. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but it has to do with the latest update and Joy-Con drift, and it fixed mine, but not everybody's, I don't think. So if we'll talk about it, but we'll need you to go comment on that. The Pokemon Competitive Guide on YouTube, have a new episode up there talking about how to train Eevees, and that's going to do it for our announcements. We're going to jump into what we've been playing. Crawler, how's your week been? What you been up to?
Fortnite, actually, which is, I mean, Star Wars gets me back into Fortnite every time. Like the big, it was about this time. Was this time last year that Rise of Skywalker and all this? When was that?
So it might have been, yeah, it might have been with the with the Rise.
I mean, with the Rey skin and the Finn skin and the Millennium Falcon and the Y-wing, all that stuff in Fortnite the first time around, they got a lot of my money then. And then with this new season, with Mandalorian being the free initial skin, not free, with the initial skin with the season pass.
Sure.
I was in with that. I got the Razor Crest unlocked. Rip the Razor Crest. Sad day. But yeah, I mean, my kids have been enjoying skill-based matchmaking is nice, and especially on Switch, the fun times that are there with not having to worry about building. I do have it. I mean, I have all the systems, so I can play it everywhere. But playing keyboard and mouse, I definitely struggle to go up against those people that like to build a little bit. So,
dude, I saw a TikTok this last week of somebody like, literally sounded like a machine gun the way their fingers were on the keys, and they were like walking in a straight line. Yes, it basically sounded like that, and it was just like they were building and editing as they were moving, and they never stopped. Like it was unreal what I was watching. I sent it to my son, who plays all the time, and he was like, whoa, like that was crazy.
Does he still play controller? Because I know he learned controller, right?
the older one plays controller, the younger one does mouse and keyboard. So, but
I mean, there's pros that cut it at the Fortnite World Cup or whatever that still play controller. So
yeah, the aim assist does help quite a bit from my understanding. So it's, you know, it's there. I mean, and they got different paddles and things that they attach to their PlayStation 4 controller, and so, you know, it's
I've been playing a little bit more Hyrule Warriors. I've kind of been taking my time going through it. I hit a mission, I'm trying to think, and it just filled up the entire map of like side missions and other stuff to go do. So there's so much of the side mission, little snidbit stuff to go do after a bigger, longer 40-minute main mission. And I will say, we keep coming back to this, but like, I don't feel like it's as intimidating as like the first Hyrule Warriors, where you had to have so many different characters going to so many different spots with time constraints and other stuff. The game seems to wait for you to get to the character that you want to do, progress through those specific events that you have to do to unlock like the final battle or something like that on a map. And
it seemed like in the last game that it was easy to lose. It was a little bit like it was like
I'm playing on normal. I'm half tempted to bump it up to hard and not go to the insane difficulty yet, but like at least try to get a little bit more of a challenge, because I do feel like it's not pushing me. I'm not worried about losing.
I ran into something that I was even Googling. Like I was like, am I going to have to make a video about this and how I completed it? Because what had happened is I was doing the side missions, right? The little like where you can go in and fight against
it's like training stuff, and it teaches you how to use stasis or other those ones, right?
Yeah. And so I jumped into one, but I was playing as what's his name? Hetsu or something like that. I can't remember
the giant Korok dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not that great, right? Like his moves are, and I couldn't beat the stage with him. I went and leveled him up. I didn't realize, and what had happened is I don't know why he was even selected, but he was. So I kept going into that stage thinking I had to play as him, because I thought it was like they were stage specific.
You can select different ones.
Yeah, as soon as I switched to Link, I beat it on the first try. It got down to the last second, but it was like,
oh, that was a time like take out 500 soldiers.
Yeah, it was take out 300, and I couldn't do it, and I was like, man, I can't believe I'm struggling here.
Especially if you don't have his combos ranked up as well, like as you do those character specific, like bring the consumables to the one.
Oh, right, yeah.
You add the Y or the X combo trees.
Sure. Which I had all the way leveled up, and they were he was level 31, he needed to be level 21, right? So I was like, it's just the way his playstyle is. I kind of hoped that I was going to be like I was hoping that as I figured it out, it was going to be like, oh, this is going to be a cool video that'll help other people. And then I realized I could just switch characters, and I was like, and it's the nature of the beast when you don't like, there's a lot with that game. And you know, you go to the menu, you select it, and you see the character you have selected already, and it looks like that's the character.
Lock you in. There are some,
yeah, and that's what threw me off, because I was like, oh, he must be locked in here. And then I was like, once I selected him, I was like, oh man, I felt kind of dumb, but still a great time though. Still a really good time.
Yeah. I picked up Hades as a double dip because I already have it on PC. I'm playing it on Switch. The cross save is not active yet. I'm not sure if I have Hades on Epic Game Store. And I know it's available on both Steam and Epic. The cross save is not active yet, so I'm not sure when it does get activated, if it's going to be across both of those game fronts in the storefronts in on PC, or if it's only going to be limited, like, because Switch has had cross save stuff with Witcher, I believe, via Steam and some other games as well. So I don't know if it's just locked into Steam, but like Epic knows how to do it because of Fortnite across all platforms. So and like Dauntless is on Switch and Spellbreak and everything, so they know how to do it. So I'm sure it'll probably come to everything. But I've been enjoying playing it on controller. I never had tried it on my PC with a controller plugged in, so it seems to be just a little more fluid. But I think that's just because I'm a little more comfortable with a controller in my hand. But I haven't noticed any kind of I was kind of worried about frame rate issues and stuff, and I haven't encountered that yet. I haven't gotten too crazy with a lot of enemies on screen yet because I'm still in the beginning, leveling up. I forget I don't even remember what the character's name is, but Hades' son. But yeah,
is it Kratos? Is that right? No, that's Zeus. Yeah.
But I did buy Kratos in Fortnite. So.
There you go.
And I deposited enough Fortnite credits to be ready for Chief.
There you go.
Tomorrow or Thursday or whenever that's potentially dropping, because that's maybe a badly kept secret apparently.
That's the only leak from the Game Awards, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
How about you? And I mean, the occasional. I guess I played a decent amount of Smash earlier in the week, before Fortnite dropped a little bit. So just, I mean, the up and down of GSP and all that, all that jazz. But
yeah, same.
Yeah, how about you?
Same for me. The up and down. Hit my highest, and then went back down a little bit. But had a good time. I'm always learning. I think that game feels like the unending, like it's like an unending boss fight. You know, where you're always improving, and it's like a roguelite.
Get mad at yourself, get mad at the lag, get mad at get mad at the character selection, get mad at. There's lots of stuff to get mad at.
Sure. But yeah, it's always learning and always getting better. So that's always fun. But of course, you know, lots of Mario Kart, and I feel like I forgot I was gonna message you after our last the last time we raced Mario Kart. It was like they were some pretty great races, like neck and neck at I remember a few right near the finish line being really close. But so that's always fun. But I did try a little more tennis. I keep trying this game super late at night. And this...
Playing Aces? Is that what you're talking about?
Because I was like, you know what? It was just on sale. I bet you there's some newbies, like Christmas newbies, that I could have some fun with, right? And that was the case, but there was only 2. And what happened is I beat this Wario, and then I waited. And then a Boo showed up, and I was like, sweet. But he beat the same Wario to get to where I was, and then there was nobody else playing. So I was like,
so you were just stuck in no man's land in that bracket.
Yep, just stuck there. So I gotta try it during the day because I hate the term, oh, that game is dead or whatever, you know, like that's a dead game. But there was nobody playing it. Like,
I was just saying, I'm not an advocate for the bots and stuff that like Epic has put in to BR games and stuff, but at some point you're like Mario Party's a dead game for Nintendo. Aces seems to be a dead game for Nintendo. It's like, find a way to get at least some intelligent AI in there to at least keep stuff moving along. And if there's at least the perception that you're playing stuff, or at least they found a way to do it, like not even hiding the fact that you weren't playing real people in Mario Kart Tour. But they put names on the characters, like they acted like you were, but everyone knew that the game wasn't online yet, and that was just on your phone. So they have,
even
some relative technology to do that, and just give the perception that you're playing people and that there are people in the game. Because that's the worst thing. Like Call of Duty puts the active users in there, but they're only doing that because they're confident in their user base. Like games that are dead don't put active users in the lobby for a game, and it's for good reason.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at games like Forza, right, where you're racing drivatars, right? You're racing, you're
intelligent
racing,
intelligent AI that learn how you play.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, with Nintendo's got the technology. Would you use your amiibo? You know, like. It would.
Yeah, it can learn.
Exactly. So
Skynet is self-aware.
Yeah. So I mean, there could be something there that you know, just gave us something. But yeah, there was just it's a ghost town. But I mean, it's a prime example of games that Nintendo shouldn't abandon and should do something about, right? Like, Aces could be great, but they made it kind of difficult for us to even play together. And
which is why I think golf, we talked about this a little bit last week. I think golf will be the next one. And it's mainly because it can, first off, you can play a game at your pace with other people. Because, like, I don't know how many years ago Tiger Woods PGA Tour did this, where it was the Simo play.
That's how the last Mario Golf is.
Yeah, and you see the ball streaks come off the tee, and everyone gets to play the hole at the same time.
Yep.
You play it out, and it keeps the game moving. And so, and golf is something that is timeless. Like video game golf is. As Eric said last week, the most boring sport is the best one to play in as a video game. So,
right, exactly.
I mean, I feel like strikers wouldn't fall into, I think, the same pit that Aces did, because so many people are longing for strikers, but who knows? Nintendo might find a way to mess it up. And then that puts you in a 1v1 kind of situation with opponents that might be in a dwindling player base. So you don't want to have to deal with that. Whereas golf, it is a sport you can play, quote unquote, by yourself, and you're just fighting to post a score on a leaderboard or something like that. You don't have to do the simul play.
Well, and Aces has a skill gap.
Yeah, very much so.
It really has a skill gap.
The number one player in the world. Do you remember us talking about that when the beta was out? And we were like, this dude has to be cheating, but he's just like the best at understanding these mechanics in the game, and he just dominates. And yeah, I forget what his name was, but
it's an insanely fast.
There's a huge skill gap.
Yeah, it's a really fast chess match, is what it boils down to. And you anticipate your opponent's move, and once you get them back into the corner, like what's funny is I'm still learning with that game.
Or you have that meter so high they can't compete against it.
Exactly.
Just break their rackets.
Yeah, and so I think that was like in my opinion, Nintendo created an amazing game in Aces, but it didn't have the accessibility of a simple tennis game. When
they did bring in the simple, but it was too little, too late. And same with the nerfing of the characters and everything like that. They were too slow.
It hurt the player base that had invested some time into I remember seeing people in Discord that were like, I'm not playing anymore after this update, because now the skill gap is lessened, and I have to relearn what the way my character was, where before it was, you know, they kind of had the game at a
Bowser Jr. and
they took care of Bowser Jr., but like it used to be that you could hit the stick and pretty much get to the ball anywhere, and then they made it more difficult.
Yeah, so, the distance gap was broadened, and then the misinput was amplified as well, I feel like.
Yeah, and it ended up hurting the player base, because they were trying to make it to where it'd be a little more accessible, and what they ended up doing is hurting the player base overall.
Now it's only good for comic relief in private matches where you don't know you're supposed to serve, or you hit each other in the face, right, or the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it was such, like, I don't know. I just feel like it was a series of unfortunate events, and people had been begging review after review for Mario Tennis games. They need to do something. They need to add to it, and then they finally did that. And it, like, I feel like they made close to the perfect tennis game, as far as like adding that Nintendo magic to it with those moves, charging up the meter, all that stuff. And then I don't know if it was just too difficult, and that's why people walked away or whatever. But then
I feel like the campaign could have used a better overall story. I feel like it was kind of a weak. People were looking for more RPG. Essence to it.
You needed to be able to level Mario up more. Like literally build him up. Like, give me reason to go and do exhibition matches so that I can gain XP. Right, some things like that. And
have it be like a 0 to hero kind of story.
Yeah,
that you
Yeah, and that's how the Game Boy games were. So people had that, they were anticipating that. So but yeah, but then just the multiplayer itself, give us an ARMS style multiplayer where everybody can just jump in and we just randomly get matched up and keep playing matches.
And some of those private game modes and some of the like more challenging stuff, like there could be some party aspect stuff where you have to clear the items on the other side of the tennis court, and you're using the mirrors and where the ball flies out at random crazy angles. Like there could be some fun mini game stuff in the online that if they did like a party. The arms online is sometimes a little too random, where it's like, oh, we're all going to throw you in a grab bag and shake it up and dump it out and you get who you get. So like there could be a little more pinpointness to how you tackle I think a voting system or something like that for what you're playing next, and that kind of stuff could be better, but the game is just sitting dead in the water right now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and I think what was great about the ARMS thing, and I see what you're saying, it could be they could structure it better as far as like just have all the matches start at just have them start at once, right? So that there's not like you would be waiting. There's be no way around it. You'd have to be waiting for somebody else to finish. But hey, you're going to do a doubles match right now, and you're going to do singles, and
and you're doing a high score challenge, something like that.
Yeah, and then everybody's back at the same time, and then it starts to shuffle again, right? So that or at least you wait for everybody to get back in before it starts it. It just I'm trying this with Mario Kart right now. I've set up a tournament because the stream is growing and we're getting more people that want to play, and the update killed the ability to add friends quickly. Like it's so slow now.
Has the OS lagged down a little bit?
It's terrible. It's terrible to get into the request. And
can we talk about how I hate that button is the top button and the online, the Switch Online? I hate where it is.
Yeah.
And it's always glowing. Like I like to clear my news messages and stuff, even if it's just glancing at it and then closing out.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like to open that online menu. It takes a long time, and I don't even know what it's advertising as new in there. Like I clicked on it the other day and I'm like, I don't know what's new. Because it's got a blinking blue light on it, and obviously it's trying to indicate something, but I don't know what.
Here's what's really dawned on me as I've been making Mario Kart content on TikTok is I literally had somebody comment today, I've been playing this game for 2 years and didn't know I had assist turned on. That's nothing against that person because they're on by default.
Because they're default, and yeah.
And so
you have to know what to look like, and it makes me so upset. It like that you can't. There is a way to turn them off out of race.
Right, when you select your card.
But you have to know exactly when and where to do it, and the game doesn't advertise it to you. And if you're playing online, then you're subject to having to lose that, pretty much forfeit a good start on that race because you can't adjust it as the countdown timer is going. You have to wait for the race to actually start to do it. And then there has been times, it hasn't been on for a while for me, but like there were times that it would randomly get turned back on if you had paused the game and set the controller down, and a little kid, my 3-year-old at that time, probably came by and hit Y. I think it was just Y or X, like changed it, and it could change it back on. And then you're trying to take a shortcut, and it's like the game just steers you away, and you're like, no,
exactly.
Or why am I not going this fast? And it's because you got a little antenna going, and it's auto driving you. And it's a horrible feature that it's defaultly on. And
so I think Nintendo wants to sell more Nintendo Switch Online, and it was buried in the eShop, right? Under like how many items, and then the people that had even signed up, some didn't even know where to go and get their free game, like get the NES games and the Super Nintendo games. Now that's all right at the front and center. I'm curious on how many little kids are pressing that red button when they get up and signing up for Nintendo Switch Online. I do wonder about that also. And so
your parental controls if you have little kids.
Yeah, exactly. And so
did you have Overcooked 2 pop up as a free demo? Even though I'm sure you own it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I own it too. I have the cart, but like it popped up as a tile defaultly in the front of my system.
Interesting. That's what they would do on the DS. The DS, you'd have these little presents, right? You open them and it's like, oh, do you want? But you would be.
It's like live demo or like free. Let's see what it says. You keep talking.
Yeah. So you didn't necessarily download it though. They just gave you the icon, and then you had to select it. Was it that way on Overcooked, or was it? Did they? Because I can't imagine they would just take up people's.
So
space.
So it's game trial software, ends in 4 days, 4 hours. Let's see. I'm going to close out of Mario Kart and see what it does. Because I own the cart. So it says insert game card. So I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, it like they're advertising that there's a game trial going on right now. But like, I don't know. That's weird. Because when I do click on it, it's like insert the game card. But I think it's maybe because the system knows I own it. But I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like they're doing some forward, like it's very forward thinking. You always want to inform your consumer, right? You want your consumer to be informed. We're not the average consumer when it comes to the Switch, right? Like we're definitely the hardcore or whatever, you know. Like we know what's coming out. But I mean, like I said, just based on the questions I get, I've had people ask me, how do I hold an item behind me in Mario Kart? Right? Like how do you throw an item forward? Like there's so many things that I think we can assume that everybody knows because we're so ingrained. We're so involved with it. And I mean, even helping my family members, I'm like, yeah, you can update your SNES games now and get Donkey Kong Country. And they're like, how do I do that? You know, I'm like, or they're like,
well, yeah, because that's another problem with the Switch, that it only updates the 10 tiles in front and not. And because I occasionally have to go through, and unless I'm aware of titles that have updates being pushed out, I just I go through occasionally and click on titles that I know are more of a live heavy, like a live function feature kind of game, and occasionally go through and update the tiles just because when I want to play a game, I want to be able to hop in and play it. That's the worst thing with my Xbox, even though I have it set to auto update stuff. Master Chief Collection had a 44 gig update the other day because they pushed out crossplay, I think. And even though I tell my Xbox to do it occasionally, I don't turn on my Xbox enough anymore. And so it usually gets bogged down with crazy amount of updates. So I had it update overnight the other night and it took care of it. But yeah, I'm actually looking at my Switch right now too. I played Tetris 99 this weekend because of the Maximus Cup. Did you play that as well? Yeah, Josh has a sad story. Ready? Sad story time.
Yeah, I played it. I jumped into my game, and I had two themes that weren't unlocked. The Fire Emblem one and another one. I needed to spend 30 tickets each, and I was like, wait a minute. I know I recently did everything to have everything unlocked, right? So then I went to my cloud save and was like, oh, I probably did it on my Switch Lite, so I'll just back it up so that I have everything, and I'll have to start this. I was at 72 points already for the Maximum Cup, but I was like, it's not that big a deal. I'll just play again. It's fine. Well, when I did that, the update I grabbed was so old that it had none of the themes that I had recently unlocked. So I only have Kirby and Luigi and the Game Boy one. Everything else is gone. And you can't repurchase any of them. So I was really bummed out because that
seems like it's a miss on cloud save or just profile awareness of, like, it should be linked to a profile and you should be able to, I don't know. That seems weird.
Here's the deal. Good news. Your game's now auto backup with a new update. Once you go in and set them for the last time, they auto back up. It's too late for me with Tetris. Maybe I can call them and they can revert back to a cloud save. I don't know. I'll try that, but if I'm going to lose the cup from this weekend, I would rather
from this weekend was awesome.
That little Luigi hiding up at the top, yeah, there was some cool stuff there.
It was sweaty this weekend too. Like it was Tetraminos were falling fast, and there were still like 13 people.
Right? Yeah.
In the cup, it was moving.
I had one game that was the best game I was having. I had nothing. I had just kept everything down. It was just a perfect game. I was at like, I was probably, down to like 13th or something. And my Switch kept telling me the battery was dying, but I was so involved in the game that it died on me. I was like, come on. So, but yeah, so your games will now autosave. If you're like me and you play between a Switch Lite and the regular Switch, or just two Switches, whatever, the games will now auto update. You don't have to go and manually move them. I got to the point that I was not playing the same games on both Switches because I was I lost GSP or not GSP, but VR on Mario Kart because I did the backup one time and it dropped me, a couple thousand
really
VR. And I was like, well, that's not cool, So,
so now it's a little more fluid between the two.
It's like, it's supposed to be like Xbox now, where it's just when you stop on one system and pick it up on the other, it works,
Which it should have always been.
You're not wrong. So as far as the other games I played, I actually picked up Bayonetta last night and completed a couple bosses on there. I am finding in that first game they do repeat a lot of stuff, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm ready to be done.
I as I say, I maybe just need to. I'm the kind of person when I bought Bayonetta 1 and 2, like, oh, I want to play because I hadn't played either of them, and I was like, oh, I want to play Bayonetta 1 before I play 2. I haven't played 2 yet, but like Bayonetta 1 I was not having, like, I've played through it enough, but like I stalled out and I haven't done it. But like I know Bayonetta 2 is probably a much better game because,
right,
especially on some of the, like, there's some games that sequels aren't as great, but at least stylistically, I think Bayonetta 2 improved on a lot of things and they got better. And I just need to partake, especially before 3 comes out, which who knows when that will be.
Yeah, we could find out info this week, possibly at the Game Awards. So, and speaking of, guys, if you want to watch the Game Awards as a community, head on over to twitch.tv/N64Josh on Thursday. When the Game Awards start, we'll be doing the pre-show, which I think starts as early as like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Somebody was posting in Discord that, it was crazy early. I'm going to still be at work. I hope they're not doing a ton of stuff. Yeah.
So anyway, I'll be live. We can watch it and chat together right in the Twitch stream there. So come hang out for that if you'd like. But as far as, I just want to finish up the games I've been playing. Fortnite, of course, been having a great time with that game. Like, more fun than I probably should. I did some streams with Jen and Bell, and like we had to get the swear jar out for them a few times, which was pretty funny. Everybody gets a good laugh out of that. So
Epic gets their $20 from you this week, right?
For Master Chief?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance. Pretty good chance that'll happen. Because I was like, well, I don't know. And Jen was like, oh no, you're getting that one. Like, you're not missing that one.
How is it not going to be like a Banshee glider, I would think?
Oh my goodness. The sword, the energy sword?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Yeah, and a little
gravity or a gravity hammer or something like that.
Right, and give me a grunt on my back bling, like or maybe it'd be Cortana.
Make his head explode and confetti every time you get a kill.
Yes.
Get grunt birthday party going.
Yes, I would love it. So, but yeah, so it's, we've had some good I've even, oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe this. There was a Mario ornament that came out on the my.nintendo.com for 800 platinum points. And so, really? Yeah. And so I had 300. So I was like, well.
Did you go grind out Fire Emblem Hero?
No, that was done. I've had that done forever.
You've beaten that game? Okay.
Well,
I need to grind that out because that's a lot of platinum points.
You only have to play through like 3 chapters or something to get all those points. It doesn't take very long at all.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty quick. No, I went back. I did my Mario. I had to do like 3 Toad rallies, win 3. That was 50 points.
Did you log in on your 3DS?
Yeah, I didn't, but that was the next step. I was like, hey, if I don't get this, went to Hyrule Warriors dot my Nintendo or whatever. There was 100 points there. Just by,
is there? I need to go do that. Then. Yeah, the website stuff is usually pretty easy to claim.
Yeah, so there was 100 points there. I think I did some. There was like find your little me on the website, gave you some points. If you click your me as he's running by on the screen, you get 50 points for that. Some of the stuff I didn't know, right? I'm just like, okay, I got to figure out how to get some of these points. Anyway, got all the way up to 800. Got the ornament coming in the mail. So
I would say I sent my mom a text message of the NES Hallmark ornament. I was like, this seems to be hard to find this year. I was like, there's your mission, go. And she's like, all right.
That's cool.
I know there's the Zelda gold cartridge as well, I think is this year's Hallmark ornament.
Gotcha.
So okay. I know Wario64 has been posting sometimes when the NES has Light and Sound as a $20 Hallmark ornament. So
okay.
I'm sure it's pretty cool. And I know Amazon sells out really quick. I don't know how Hallmark is doing keeping it in stock in their stores or online or whatever as well. But
yeah,
my mom is a big Christmas person, so
she'll be on eBay spending like $600 bucks.
Well, she has ways of finding Hallmark ornaments, I'm sure. So I sent her on her way to find some stuff. So we'll see what happens on Christmas.
There you go. That's kind of cool, though. That I mean, it's.
Have you seen the NES ornament?
No. I have the Mario Kart one from like 2018, I think, or because I think they do release them again the next year. And they're a little easier to find then, because I think I got the Mario Kart one late, I think. But I've got quite the collection of ornaments, honestly. Like I made a TikTok of all the different. I
have enough for a full Star Wars tree if I wanted to.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Very cool. Oh, and my son has a Mario Galaxy one, so I'm like, I gotta get that from him.
Yeah, I'm sure there's. I haven't looked yet, but I'm sure there's some Mandalorian ornaments coming out this year, so she'll probably find some more like that.
Yeah. GameStop's always a good place to check for some ornaments. Usually a 4-pack of Mario ornaments, typically. So, but yeah. So this has been an interesting week for Nintendo. We got the Game Awards coming up. We got like 20 minutes left. Do we want to talk about the PR nightmare that's going on, or we could just maybe touch on it quickly? Sum it up real quick.
As I say, Nintendo's not having the best record when it comes to fan events or fan causes with Nintendo. I don't know. What was the Joy-Con stuff? Was it because there's plenty of third-party stuff, the companies that are selling shells?
It had the Switch logo, I believe. It had the Switch logo, and that's what they were like, you can't.
So, and if you're going to do that kind of stuff, I mean, that is also on some of the organizers, probably. Like, if you're going to use somebody's logo, that is theirs, it's trademarked, you do need to get permissions. And if you go through the correct channels, and it's for charity, and it's for suicide prevention, which is what those were being sold benefiting, I would hope companies would be on board as long as you're not turning a profit from whatever, like you're covering cost, and then after that profit is going towards charity. A lot of times companies are willing to play ball, but if you don't go through the correct channels, then you get hit with the cease and assist, which looks bad for everybody. I don't know.
Right. I mean, at the end of it's the typical argument of like, if you with the emulation, everything, like Nintendo gets to be the bad guy because people are breaking the law is what it boils down to, right? There's a ton of gray area there. Is Nintendo losing money from Melee? No, I don't think so. They already made their money. they already made their money, right? Like I can sit on both sides and listen to the argument, but at the end of the day, if the law says if they don't want you to do it, it's their property, then I mean, you really don't have much of an argument at that point. Like it's
if they wanted to make more money, they'd make these more available.
Yeah, the GameCube controllers. Well, and I mean, there's the silver lining here would be if they got a hold of these guys doing Slippy and then had them
hired them,
buy
them or something. I mean,
and get them to
if somebody does something better than you and you're upset about it, and you're the big bad guy on the block, go buy them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Amazon was worried about Twitch or anything like that, but they went out and bought them. Like, if you're big enough and have enough money, you can go buy what you want and turn it into what you want.
Well, and get Smash on the Switch and sell more adapters, sell more GameCube controllers. Right now, I say that, but at the same time, you see, like, Nintendo was trending, right? So then, at that point, the way the internet works is they think they're winning, right? They think, like, we've got them now. It was like 100,000 tweets. It was like, do you guys remember how you really impacted the sales of Pokemon? You didn't. Right? Like, you didn't. Yeah. Like,
we want the full decks.
Yeah, there's still people with that hashtag in the Pokemon tweets, like, continually, and it's like, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, they're not reading their YouTube comments. They're not. I mean,
no,
they're just muting users if they want to.
And the person that's running the Nintendo's Twitter, you know, they're just like, hey guys, come look at what's happening here. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even know if Smash Melee would be that profitable for Nintendo. Like, I've had Peon talk about the Smash community and how it's like, you know, there's not like, it's kind of like, it's almost more like underground and not that large at the end of the day. Like, I don't know if they did that. I don't know what kind of return they would have on putting Melee out on the Switch. But
just do like what we talked about last week and do the Smash All Stars collection.
But well, I mean, that's what Ultimate is, right? I mean, I see what you're saying. You're talking about just putting all the games up there. Yeah, so great.
It can have netcode and
do that, and put 64 and put Melee and put Brawl on there. That'd be fine. But they could also do something to extend that olive branch to the community, to the people that do buy all the games, that do, like, to just say, hey, you know, how many years? 90,
was that?
It was the
99.
It was the 2000s, but it was like 2000 or 2001 that Melee came out, and so you're looking at a 20-year anniversary probably next year, right? And
oh yeah, sorry, I thought you were just talking Smash in general.
Yeah, no, Melee itself, and so they could really, like, just show that they do care more about just the almighty dollar, and they do care about the community. They could also just turn the blind eye. I understand, you know, I understand there's plenty of things that they can do, but if there is a chance that they are planning on releasing this game, they're not going to let emulation take place, because it's just going to get worse. I see. I just looked at chat. They were like, "Is stream about to go?" I looked over. It looks like we're back. I think we're okay.
It buffered, it seems like.
Yeah. So
I saw we were getting a little framey, and I was like, uh
oh. Yeah.
And then I saw you I watched your mind read chat. And
yes.
Like, he's totally distracted now.
Yeah, the encoding is it's happening. So
let's switch gears real quick, because I want to talk about potential, like, out now and stuff that might be coming out on Thursday via announcements and or like download it now kind of stuff with Game Awards. I think Apex could be a out now thing for Switch,
even though they said 2021.
Have they said that officially?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. That would have been cool though. It
would have been great. Yeah, it would have been great. Yeah, I'm starting to see the stream starting to die right like on my end. So yeah,
because you're getting almost a little framey sometimes, even in Discord too.
Yep. So I may just have to stop the stream. So Twitch, we love you guys. See you later.
You're using a different camera. You could almost probably turn off your camera in Discord. I don't know if that would help, but
Okay, so we're still recording. We're still going. Hopefully it looks all right. We'll see what the hiccup does. So, there we go. Looks like we're back. A little bit choppy, but we'll be okay. So, so yeah, like, what else do you think? I mean, without Apex, what else do you think might be?
I think Fortnite is a bad secret that they're not doing a good job keeping under wraps. I think the Kratos stuff leaked a day or two early, so I think I think it leads credibility to the whole Master Chief thing. I think a lot of speculation ran wild late last week when Kratos did drop. Are we going to see all of the big three represented? Do we get a Nintendo character? I'm trying to think what fits well. A lot of people are saying Samus, but she like has her gun built into her suit, so I don't know. But I mean, Kratos doesn't use a gun either, so you get kind of iffy there. But I think one that might fit well and without warping the character model too much, because Mario in Fortnite would just look weird because they'd have to stretch out his legs and his torso would be weird because they can't have a character with a smaller profile in the game. And so Mario just wouldn't fit, and also doesn't fit with what Nintendo would want to see their pride and joy running around with a gun, shooting people, even in a cartoon sense. Right. That's not what they're about. So I think the potential for Fox is something, because if you go back to 64, they had I forget even how you unlocked it, but in the multiplayer stuff, you had the ground combat with like a rocket launcher and a blaster and some other stuff. And then even on Smash, you have his blaster. So it's not out of place to see Fox with a gun in his hand. And I feel like that could fit more so than Link. Link would be cool. But again, I think that's like Nintendo's second child that they are still a little protective of, and they probably don't want to taint that franchise as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it give Donkey Kong a gun and just go for it. You know what I mean?
he's already a bad guy, so
right. Yeah, Samus seems like the most mature, right? But also the least known. So Fox, maybe a little more pull. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they do like Captain N and have him in a Mario t-shirt. Like do like just Mario clothing on a character as that could be cool. As a possibility, you know. So
and that opens up the avenue of like questing for that character as well. I guess on DLC characters they don't really do the questing stuff like they do in the battle pass, where you unlock like a more fancier version of that character. They tend to, on the DLC stuff, if you buy it, you buy it. Like there was the exception with Kratos. If you bought it on PlayStation 5, you got like a bright and shiny gold breastplate or something like that on Kratos. But yeah, I mean, I think it's most likely going to be Samus or Fox for me, if Nintendo's playing ball and doing that, which I feel like they'd be stupid not to at this point.
Well, and they love Fortnite. They're constantly retweeting the new, like, I think Fortnite makes Nintendo a lot of money. I really do. And I mean, 60 million Switch owners with a free game like Fortnite. Now, granted, it has a little bit of a bad, but you know how many people would download Fortnite, even if it was Samus announced at the Game Awards, that maybe don't even play, but they're like, yep, I gotta.
I was gonna say, I'm a Marvel fan, but I didn't even play. I have Deadpool from one of the stuff from last season, but they didn't get me in chasing down. They had like Groot and Mystique and Wolverine and all sorts of character skins to download that were Marvel related, and it wasn't enough to pull me back in. But Star Wars is strong enough to pull me back in, and just seeing Kratos, Master Chief, and potentially a Nintendo character in that game, I think that's really cool, and it speaks well. Fortnite has almost become it's a love letter to geekdom almost at this point, kind of like Smash is to gaming, where you can have all these television and video game and movie IP characters, and they can all live and coexist in this place that's all independent of everything, but they find a way to sew some kind of story in there with Galactus destroying the map and doing all sorts of different stuff. So I mean, they found a really cool way to sew a bunch of these different IPs into their little goofy cartoon shoot 'em up.
Well, and I feel like this season is all about pop culture. That's what I feel is going to happen. I feel like it's about pop culture, gaming culture, like, you know.
Well, even the characters as you're progressing through the battle pass, like you have like this anime assassin and a gladiator, and because it's the gladiator at the end of the battle pass is definitely reminiscent of Russell Crowe's character in Gladiator, and then you have I mean, there's this Flapjack character, which is kind of funny, but it doesn't really fit in anywhere. But he's just kind of this random bounty hunter kind of dude. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
But he is reminiscent of 80s pop culture. You've got the Kool-Aid Man and different things, you know, just different characters like that were just off the wall. Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs, you know, like there's so many different things.
The California Raisins.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you know, the demographic that's playing Fortnite probably doesn't even know who Pizza the Hut or the California Raisins are, but you know, we do. And we're playing again. Yeah. So,
do you think we'll see a teaser for a new Smash character?
So
not the full deep dive that Sakurai does, but it'll be like maybe next week we'll get the deeper dive. But like the Joker gets his invite to Smash kind of teaser like they did 2 years ago.
So
or was that 2 years ago?
What I want and what I think is going to happen are going to be two totally different things, right? Like, I think we'll probably see a Smash teaser. We'll probably see a handful of indies and a tribute to Mario because it's the 35th anniversary. And I mean, what Nintendo did was revitalize the game industry in the 80s, you know? So that was that'll probably be, there'll probably be a story there. What I hope deep down inside is that we get a Mario Kart teaser, Mario Kart 9, even if it doesn't come out till next year sometime.
Do you think we get
late next year?
A new and extended trailer for Breath of the Wild 2?
There's also the possibility of that because of, you know, that's definitely possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of putting the cart before the horse with going into Zelda's 35th anniversary, but because they're not done celebrating Mario's 35th. So I do see what you're talking about with Mario 35 and them probably doing something there. Do you think we see more? We know very little because this is all brand new stuff with Bowser's Fury. Do you think we see a like more gameplay centric kind of trailer for Bowser's Fury to ramp up sales going into February?
I don't. I think we see a direct or their mini directs come early January or even possibly sometime this month. But I think they said that was the rest till the end of the year or something like that. So it'd probably be early January. There really could be, going back to the Fortnite thing, they could really double down on Metroid and put Samus in Fortnite and then say that.
Out now.
Well, I don't
trilogy.
know. And maybe they do it digitally and say out now, but I would imagine they would do a physical and it would probably be the January game. You know, it'd probably be, there's a chance it could be our January title, because I mean, really, yeah, we had Doom this month and Tetris, right? And Super Nintendo did say Doom was running well on the Switch, if anybody was wondering.
The screenshots he posted didn't look half bad.
Yeah.
But 18 gigs is a lot for a Switch when you can play it for quote unquote free with Game Pass.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, I would love to see something major. And Reggie is going to be he is going to be involved in the he's going to be presenting, and he loves Metroid, you know. He still loves Nintendo, obviously. So he would be the guy to have, he would always wear the Metroid pins and everything. So I mean,
yeah.
You know,
he's known as a Nintendo guy, but he's now officially a GameStop board of director.
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Or special counsel or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping for something big. You know, I want to see, and I feel like Nintendo, I feel like Nintendo kind of needs to send off 2020 with a bang, right? Like they started off so strong this year,
but it's been so down in the dumps when it comes to information and how they've been delivering it. Because Xbox did respond, albeit like what, a month and a half later or so. They did their big Xbox kind of showcase thing in like August, I think, which ended up not being so great for them because it showed off the not great graphics of Halo Infinite, and that led to, who knows if that directly led to the delay, but
got pushed till October or fall.
Yeah, but there was some screenshots that came out today that looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know if you saw that on Twitter.
I just saw the headline.
Yeah, but I mean, Nintendo never fully recovered from the whole COVID no direct, and going into this whole thing, we thought Nintendo was going to be impervious to it, and it hasn't been the case. So they've been almost impacted the most because just the country wasn't able to adapt to the work from home workload, which I think a lot of game studios weren't able to ramp up and do that, and we've seen so many delays this year. So yeah, coming off at the very end of the year, I think would be really good if Nintendo could give some good information, some really great trailers, and some great announcements. If we see, I mean, if they could come out, I don't know if this almost has to be their E3, because they do their directs, but they haven't had like a main Nintendo like primary direct in a while, short of the Mario 35 kind of direct. That was the only one this year, and even all that stuff kind of came out after the fact, that all that stuff was slated for like much earlier in the year, pre E3 kind of time frame.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this almost, if that stuff that came out in, when was that announced? Was that August? That primary Mario 35 stuff?
I think it was August, and then September it launched. It was like like 3 weeks or something. It was short.
So I mean, this almost, like, if that was pre-June, supposed to be stuff that was pre-June, then yeah, the stuff that was going to be announced in June could come out, like, show some of it in December now.
And I think there's the flip side to it, or another factor, is the fact that so many Switches sold so fast that, like, I think they staggered a lot of things on purpose because they wanted to get stock back in before the hype started getting out there, you know?
Well, and they are going to be the console of Christmas, because unless you were planning way ahead and you knew what your kid wanted, or you were a fanboy and were ready for it, and even if you were a fanboy and you're trying to get it, stock is impossible to get of PlayStation and Xbox. Even the Series S stuff is not easy to find. So if you're in the market for giving a gift of a console this year, it's most likely going to be a Switch that you're able to find. And so they're still going to continue to be probably the highest selling console. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are looking like, what was able to be produced for Xbox and PlayStation, but if Nintendo can keep a supply chain going, then they can be still the number one console.
Yeah. Yeah. And they've got the library for it, and they're just pushing that. They're just pushing the library, you know? I got an email the other day, and it was like, I think Mario Kart was the top of the list on the, you know, so they know.
And they're leaning into the fact that Hades is nominated for Game of the Year, and it's a console exclusive on Switch. It's only available on PC and Switch. So they have that going for them. And then, I mean, they have Animal Crossing nominated for Game of the Year. And then, I mean, they always dominate the family game or whatever. And
right.
That kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Animal Crossing stands a chance for Game of the Year, but nor Hades. But you never know.
I like that they're there only for the fact that I like that Celeste was there, and it was challenging the norm. right? Like,
it diversifies the category.
And if it is based on votes, I mean, Animal Crossing, I think, does have a chance based on how many people own it. But
Player's Choice came out, I think, today, and it was Ghosts, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I never went and voted.
I didn't either. But that also speaks to PlayStation 4 install base as well, and those votes can talk as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I wondered how the player's choice thing worked. If it was if that was tied to the actual game of the year.
I think Jeff Keighley was tweeting it this afternoon, so I think it has closed. But there might be that might be for finalists. I don't know. There might be a because that might have been a wider. I wasn't paying that close attention to it, but I did see, because I think there is some live element to that award. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But who knows? This year is different as well, because they're not going to be at the Microsoft Theater in LA or whatever they're doing. So
yeah. So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to watch it. I feel like last year was kind of a big letdown, and I'm really hoping this year is going to be different in that.
And Keeley's gotten better at putting on shows. I mean, I feel like his summer showcase was a good dry run for what they're going to do, because he had a pretty interesting green screen soundstage that they were using to make it feel of high production.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he spends all year working on this, so I'm sure it's going to be. And COVID has been going around for a while, so I think they've probably pivoted early enough that this is going to hopefully be still a good show. And he does such a good job curating the trailers. And last year we saw the first reveal of the Series X. So I mean, there's some big stuff. This is second to third to E3 and Gamescom. This is the third point in the year where big stuff happens in one go. You get a big shot of it.
Yeah. So fingers crossed we get something awesome. So let's wrap this thing up here. Crawler, where can people find you?
The best spot to find me is hanging out in the Discord. So n64josh.com/Discord will get you the invite. Lots of new people have been coming in. I know Josh has been putting up TikTok videos and YouTube videos and all sorts of stuff to get new people coming in. So come in, say hi, play some games. We got, like we said, we have the Smash League getting geared up. We had a meeting about it late last week, and we're getting some ideas thrown around, and we have a sign up sheet. So come hang out there, play some Smash, play some other games. Lots of people playing Fortnite and other games. And if you're one of the lucky people that has the new consoles, there's rooms to talk about that as well. So come hang out and hang out there.
Yeah, I think each week we're gonna get a what's happening next gen, or Hate Zero's Gen 5 update. I think is what we'll start getting a little segment in here for him.
And next week is 300. So yeah, we're gonna be we got to probably plan this weekend on what we're gonna actually do next week.
Yeah, and I definitely want to get it live. We've been having those issues, so we'll figure it out. But guys, you can follow me everywhere at N64Josh, and I'd love to chat with you online. And thanks for listening, and come hang out at the Game Awards on Thursday, twitch.tv/N64Josh. We'll see you guys later. Bye now.